Hey, fellow INFJ folk, this is Comanche the INFJ. And I've really been trying to think about something and like how to word it. I'm not too good at words. um, but it's like, are INFJ males angry all the time? And when I think about that, I think about what do you call the Hulk when he's not the Hulk, and I can't remember after Avengers and when he's Miss Banner, Dr. Banner, when he's running and they're asking him like how does he control it? And all he did was just realize that he's angry all the time. That's how he can control himself transitioning into the Hulk. And I and I think like personally me, like I am angry all the time, but I'm also peaceful at peace. I'm also like there's a whole bunch of emotions and state of mind that's going on in here. Like, yeah, because I'm peaceful. It's like the yin and the yang is right there, nonstop, until it's confronted with something. But then I choose whatever one is the most softest. You know what I'm saying? Because I was having a conversation with my oldest son, and he's in I can't remember, INTJ maybe, but he's remembering a time when he lived in the house, and I got a little bit upset with him, and he said I was yelling at him, and I'm like, no. I think there's like one time I yelled ever at my kids. Well, of course I yell at them when like, hey, come here, or time to eat, or joking around or whatever. But he said I was yelling at him, and I remember that specific situation and moment, and I told him after he got through it, I was like, my boy, I wasn't yelling at you. He's like, well, what do you mean? I was like, well, you gotta think about me. Just like I'm always so soft spoken that's my lower level of my voice, and when I pick it up and it sounds like I'm yelling, I guess at that moment I said I was just speaking almost like a normal voice. He was like, what? I was like, yeah, that's all I did was just like speak at a normal level. And other family members have noticed that, and even in other, when I was at events, when I used to travel around doing those type of things, people thought I was yelling, and I wasn't. And to get back to my son, like I wanted to tell him, I was like, that's kind of a diss, because like I used to travel around doing contemporary competition singing on a drum group, and it's usually like about 5 to 12 guys sitting around a drum, and we're singing it as loud as we can and as high as we can, and all of this type of stuff. It's our cultural way of singing, but we turn it into competition to make some money. But I've always been one of the loudest guys on a drum, because I learned how to bring it up from the gut. And so when I talked to him and I gave him that, and I was also added with my son, it was a tone of voice. So like I usually talk like this and a little bit softer, and when I laugh and I'm having fun, it has a different tone. It's more trebly. There's more treble to it, and And it's soft. Yeah, it's just softer. But then when I put on that tone, it's an authority sound. I'm sorry if you can hear this. I keep on bumping into my middle. So it sounds different. But then when I talk louder and I'm projecting my voice, it brings out a natural growl that I have in my voice. Like you can tell my voice is a little bit raspy at times. I don't know why it's like that right now. But when I project my voice, I have to do the growl. Otherwise, if I'm talking from my treble part of my voice, it gets scratchy and it itches and I cough and it's like hard for me to speak. So I have to. Not I'm not growling, but it just sounds like that. And the look that gets on my face, people mistake that for me being angry as well, because I'm just like, it's like my normal face, like all the time. But then I get serious about something. My eyes and my face scrunch up like that, and I turn on, hey, and get that type of voice and raise it up and add a little more bass to it, then people get intimidated and they think I'm angry. But it's just like, I'm talking about something serious. This is a serious topic. And like doing videos, I don't have to go into that deep bass register in my voice. So I sound a little bit softer and I can be a different way when I make videos. And yeah, but do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's just that it's just another misunderstood thing. I don't know if it's like that for everybody. And like, I don't know. Yeah, because I've always dealt with that where people, like when I project my voice and speak loud and I'm talking about something serious and I get my arms and my shoulders and my body and I'm walking around and I'm telling it and the growl comes out and they think I'm angry and I'm like it's all stereotypical. It's like he's the angry native man and I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just emphasizing on my points and I can't help how my face looks and how my voice growls and the bass and everything that comes out in the moments and how loud it may seem and how loud I'm able to be because I spent like 15, 20 years singing as loud as I can, so I have a real loud register to do that with my voice. And I guess it catches people off guard and people don't understand that. But like, I don't know, I think that's like my explanation for me. And I don't know if other people have that capability or their voice gets as loud, if that happens for them. I'm sure it does, like when you speak at speaking at a soft tone and people around you are used to you speaking at a soft tone, but then when you raise it up to normal level, people getting a little intimidated and like, oh, whoa, why are you yelling? And I'm like, no, I'm not yelling. I'm just talking normal. Like me and my wife do that because she has a pretty loud voice. And I don't know, I think she yells or she's like stressing her vocal cords to speak as loud as she does. Because when I go at the same level with her and she thinks I'm yelling, I'm not yelling, I'm just speaking normal. And oh yeah, another reason like why I'm like this is because I squint a lot. People mistake that. I know it's kind of a native thing. Um, I squint a lot, and I. Oh my god! Sorry about that. And it looks like I'm glaring, but I'm not. And like a lot of other natives get that we think we're glaring, but we're not. We just don't wear our glasses, our prescriptions, or anything. So it looks like we're glaring when we're squinting and we're trying to focus. So that's how it is. But that's just I don't know. I think that's as much as with the body language and the voice and like even with the regular language that I use, it's kind of the language that I've grown accustomed to using. Where I used to speak an empowerment language when I was an empowerment facilitator and doing all of that type of stuff. But then when I moved into that urban youth, I spent so long relating with them that I start speaking a language that's comfortable with them, and now so I'm in transition from that into speaking normally, and I would rarely do presentation voice and presentation language. Like I'd read from bullet points and that type of stuff, but it was like more so of me coming from that urban type of talk because it helped me relate with my students and all of that. So I don't know if there's any other questions that you may have or the things that you're wondering about. I think that's why people get the misconception that INFJ males, at least from my perspective, why we may sound angry or all of that. Leave comments if yours is different, and just ask questions. I appreciate it. Appreciate other questions that you may have that I may talk about later. But yeah, I think that's all. Yeah. All right. Hey, I'm gonna give you an Ojibwe word. Gigawabaman Nagaj. That means have a good day. Until then, live long and prosper.